I am super excited, guys. This is my domestic sewing machine, the Bernina 475 Kaffe edition. And I sat down for the first time today to try free motion quilting on this machine. And I started out with purple thread, but you couldn't see it at all, so I switched to a white thread. And I got my gloves on so I could get some grip on the fabric, and I just spray basted this piece. I didn't pin it, I just did the spray basting. And I'm doing the cha-cha-cha flower leaf and loop design in this video. First time I've ever filmed quilting at the domestic machine too, so you can see we've got some times where it focuses on my gloves instead of the quilting, but I was really excited to try this. I do get questions from quilters asking, can your long arm designs be done on a domestic machine? So I wanted to give it a try, and I'm super happy with the results. I did have to slow down, and I'm not using a regulator. I literally had to get out my book and make sure I had the right foot on and the right settings. I had to lower my feed dog, so all of that. And I was ready. It only took a few minutes to get everything set up to try this. And again, there's no regulator, so this being my first time, I was going pretty slow, and then later in the video you'll be able to tell that I speed up a little bit. So you've got to coordinate your feet with your hands, and going slower I definitely have more control. And another thing too, as I was doing this, I had to keep reminding myself it's okay to stop and reposition and decide where you're going. And so I just want to encourage you, if you do try quilting on your domestic, or really anytime you're quilting, don't be afraid to stop. It's better to stop and reposition, or just get an idea of where you're going next, instead of just going and going and going and getting lost. And so yeah, don't be afraid to just stop for a second and reposition if you need to. I am getting ready to start filming my Build Your Portfolio series on the sit-down machine. So this is my domestic, but since I knew I was going to be teaching and I wanted to teach on sit-down machines, I do have a Q24, a Bernina Q16 for my sit-down classes. And since this went so well on my domestic, I'm going to be adding some videos from my domestic machine to that course as well. And the Build Your Portfolio series is available for my long arm classes, and it is where I recommend people start if they're just wanting to learn free motion quilting. And the first part of that course has 7 different designs. This is one of them. It has meander, then it has loops, and then it has these leaves, and then it has these flowers, and also daisies, and a swirl design, and stars. And I also show how you can combine the designs, just like in this, where I have the loops and the leaves and the flower. So the online courses are broken down into nice small sections. We have a drawing section for each design, and then I talk you through all the different discussions about the size of your design and the spacing and how to blend your rows and all of those things. So lots and lots of information in the drawing section. And then we move to the machine and we do more instruction as we quilt the design out. I really hope you give this one a try and just do something small. This is probably smaller than a fat quarter, this piece that I'm working on. I just had some scraps of fabric and some scraps of batting, so I just threw it together, and you can pin or you can spray baste, whatever you have on hand. And you would just want to get your pins out of the way as you're quilting and not hit any pins. You can get these gloves really cheap on Amazon as well. I have a couple different kinds of gloves that I'm trying out to see what I like best. It does really help with the grip. You can also buy a cheap pair of garden gloves at the dollar store. And what I did on mine was I cut the thumb and finger tips off so that I could still work my phone and also thread the needle and that type of thing. So you still have use of your finger and thumb. I'll let you just continue watching and enjoy this video. If you have any questions, please reach out. My email is quiltcoachchick@gmail.com, and I will put a link in the description to my online classes. So please go check them out. There's tons of information on my site, and I hope that you give this a try, and I'll see you in the next video. we go, the cha-cha-cha flower with the leaves and loops. And this was my first time doing free motion quilting on my Bernina 475. And I have the darning foot on, number 9. And it's just set at a straight stitch. And I lowered the feed dogs. So I've had a lot of people asking, can I do these designs on my domestic machine? And the answer is yes.